What are the famous compositional rules and what are they actually trying to do? The most famous one is the rule of thirds. This is when you put a 3x3 grid on top of your image. You divide the frame into 3 sections horizontally and vertically, and the idea is that the subject often feels more dynamic when it sits near one of those lines, or intersections, instead of directly in the center. Then you could have a centered composition for symmetry. This is when the frame is built around the middle axis. It can feel more formal, balanced, and controlled, depending on how it's used. Then we have the golden ratio, and from that comes the golden spiral. This is a more complex proportional system. Instead of dividing the frame evenly, like the rule of thirds, it organizes the image through a ratio that keeps scaling inwards. The spiral version suggests a path for the eye to follow through the frame, usually moving towards one visual point of emphasis. You also have diagonals and triangular compositions. A lot of paintings and films use triangular arrangements because they hold the frame together very well while still feeling dynamic. Then there's frame within the frame. This is when a doorway, window, arch, or some other shape inside the image helps contain the subject and direct your attention more precisely. Leading lines are another main one. That is when roads, walls, hallways, or architectural lines pull your eye toward a subject or deeper into the image. And then there's negative space, which is really about how much empty or quiet space you have around the subject. That can make a frame feel very open, isolated, uneasy. So all of these are really just different ways of answering the same question. How do I guide the eye through the frame? Because really that's what composition is doing underneath all the terminology. It's a way of guiding and balancing the viewer's attention towards the scene.